Hello, my name is Katie for long, but I go by KT because here in LA, where I've lived for 11 years, as you can obviously tell from my accent, I get called every name literally under the sun. I get called Casey, Stacy, Tracy, Daisy, Lacey, probably even Gloria thrown in for good measure. I'm obviously very misunderstood here, which is no surprise really. It's probably not really anything to do with my accent, it's probably just me in general. But so that's why I go by KT. So this is my first YouTube video in about 10 years. I recorded one, yeah, I'd say about a decade ago, probably before I decayed, about girls with ADD. And I guess I just lost focus on that. And then I decided to go on Craigslist and find someone who wanted to do a documentary on girls with ADD. And I found this awesome guy, but he had ADD too. So the documentary never got finished. So I've got a few little pieces of footage, you know, in the archives, but I decided probably last night about 2 a.m, well, that would be this morning, that I was going to do a YouTube channel and I'm going to consistently do some videos. Now, I'm pretty confident that nobody's going to see this. What with the YouTube algorithms and everything else, I don't really have any worries that I'm going to get found or discovered. But I have been helping my mum, and she is going to be doing it herself. She's going to start doing a channel on narcissists, as pun does. I mean, why wouldn't you? But she's an expert in that, not from me, but for herself. So she's going to do a YouTube channel, and I suppose if she's going to do it, why not me too? I mean, I'm not going to do it on narcissists, but I definitely am going to help her with that. And so I think that it's only fair that I do this as well. So I set her up with a channel. She's a nurse, and she's talking about narcissists, so naturally, narcissist. And she's going to be helping people too. And when we say too, that means maybe I will as well. I've got a lot of good advice to give in what I do for a living, not dying, is part of what I do. I actually help a lot of people, and I provide a pretty unique service. I am not a hooker, despite appearances. And so I end up talking to people pretty much all day long and becoming their therapist. And so I guess I have some good advice to give, and I would definitely be able to give some advice to any of my one watchers, including myself, about anything in life at all. My best friend is in London, and probably my only friend that's in London, and we talk pretty much all day, every day. And basically, when it comes to problems, we talk to each other about all of our issues. I mean, not that I have any, but it's great because I'm able to offer her some really good advice, hopefully. You know, like, don't jump off that bridge. There are other ones that are much better splash, you know. So, and she offers me advice as well, and which of course I've taken, and look at me, just perfect. And anyway, so it's really cool to have that, and I'm definitely available and would love to hear anyone's problems and give some advice as best I can. And yeah, I'm just gonna see where this goes, you know. But like I said, not really very worried that anyone's gonna find me. But if they do, I am going to talk about, I suppose, things in my daily life. I mean, I'm a pretty interesting person, so I've heard. I love the puns. It's just pandemonium with me, pun day after another. And I do have quite a lot to say about a lot of things. And I've lived in LA for, like I said, 11 years. And I think it would be interesting to go back to my roots, not these ones, and talk about being a Brit living in LA and the things I face on a daily basis, you know, the accent conversations, and just kind of being, you know, like an Englishman in New York, a stranger in a strange land. So that will be, I suppose, interesting and entertaining. And I've got a few British friends out here, probably more than I have back in England, and friends in general. And so I can interview them and we can talk about different experiences of being a Brit in LA particularly. And it reminds me of when I had a radio show back probably about 10 years ago as well, when I first came to LA, called Californicating on the radio, and it was awesome. And I mixed all the music myself and I put it all together back in the days where there wasn't all this great software. I had to use little demos, you know, trials, and put it all together, and it sounded great. And I interviewed people, and it was really good. I really enjoyed having a personality on the radio. And my dad has always said I have a great face for radio. Thanks, Dad. So I thought, well, you know, maybe, let's face it, I should try and do it on the old YouTube, the old video. I mean, I'm sure people are going to be turning it off and probably don't want to see my ugly mug. But if they do, or they want to, you know, turn off the screen and just keep the sound up, I will be talking about all sorts of different issues. Social anxiety, being, you know, like I said, being a Brit in LA and the struggles with that. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a weirdo and nobody understands me and it's got absolutely nothing to do with being British. Another part of that is, of course, having Larry David syndrome doesn't help. Tend to offend people on a daily basis. So try and, you know, avoid people on a daily basis to try and balance that out. And I guess I'm just a strange person in general, but maybe it'll be entertaining to watch, or maybe you can learn something from me and, you know, just be pumping after another. So I guess this is my first video. And, oh, of course, I'm going to talk about my love and adoration and very healthy obsession of Amy Winehouse. Next video, I will be giving you a tour of the Shrine House and my pretty amazing story of how I manifested her, sort of, into reality. And it's actually a very interesting story, and I ended up in her mum's book. Of course, being in the book was quite a tight squeeze until she opened it and I got free. But yeah, obviously not a book of records, but anyway, so that's my claim to fame. Yeah, so this is my first video. We'll see how it goes, and if I get more than maybe 5 views, I guess I will continue doing it. And yeah, so this is me. This is me for now, Katie, and I will be seeing you very soon. Like Liberace said, I will be seeing you. I'll be seeing you as one of your familiar faces. All right, it is, well, this watch, because it's new and I haven't set the time on it, says 9:10. Very, very worrying if it is actually 9:10 and it's bright as a button outside. Well, I am going to sign off. It's definitely a Sunday. Can't confirm the time, but I will be seeing you again very soon. All right, have a good evening.